All right, all right, all right. I'm going to do a quick sound check here and we should be good to go. And my voice sounds as terrible as ever, which is a good thing tonight. Hopefully, you won't have to listen to me too much. But it is a solo cast. Once more, we're live on PHL 2 tonight with some contender division action. And as I say contender, I realize that I'm completely wrong about that. We are in the prospect division tonight. The third tier of the PHL, as the big logo in the center of the ice states. We're going to be looking at the Normandy Conquerors coming across the Atlantic and right into a blizzard to face the Winnipeg Icebreakers. This match, I kind of had my pick of the 5 other matches that aren't getting streamed tonight. And I chose this one because it is a team that has not been scored on in its first match, that being the Normandy Conquerors, as they were able to clean sweep the Mackinac Mighty Mac 1-0 and 2-0 in their first 2 games. They're going up against the highest scoring team in the prospect division, the Winnipeg Icebreakers, who put up 7 total goals on the Port Stanley Stachios, who definitely don't have bad goalies either, like Sun and Blood Scars in net for them. So putting up a 7-piece on that roster is something I'm really intrigued about. Winnipeg is 1-0-0-1. That's 1 regulation win, 1 regulation loss against Port Stanley. I am curious because the first of those games was 5-0 for Winnipeg. What went wrong for them in game 2 to drop the second game 3-2 to the Stachios? And if that will be a consistent issue tonight. If it is, I'm sure we'll spot it pretty quickly. Taking a look at the rosters that these teams have. Unique rule in Division 3, unique in the PHL. Every player who shows up tonight for these 2 teams will be playing. So these teams could bring just 4 players and a goalie. And that will be their roster for the whole 30 minutes. Or they could show up with 8 players and 2 goalies. All 8 of those players, both of those goalies, will have to see the ice for at least a period. I also figured out how to program this lower third, which I am very excited about. So that's going to become a little thing, I think. Anyways, I did say we were going to take a look at those rosters, I suppose. We have, you can see Marcus and Ram from this angle on the ice for Winnipeg. They'll be wearing their primary baby blues with the dark blue trim. Price is on the left as well, and he is one of the big names that we want to watch tonight. He put up 7 points in their first 2 games, along with Marcus. They combined for 6 goals and 8 assists. And the third piece of that deadly triangle was Guy, who had the other goal and 4 assists. That is the trio to watch out for Winnipeg. In their first match, they were joined by Ram, who is also here tonight. And we can see that no one else is in the lobby as of yet. Miku is in net, longtime PHL name, beloved by pretty much everyone in the community. And more than a capable goaltender for Winnipeg to rely on. But it'll be the goal scoring that'll be the highlight. Kind of seeing how they try and break down their opposition tonight. The Normandy Conquerors. And there is a lot of hype surrounding this Normandy team. Because a lot of people saw the moves that Canadian Gamer was making before the draft even happened. Lots of trades, lots of positioning himself and he drafted a beauty of a team from what I can tell. Reno, Nick Isn't Cool, Kapanen, first, second, third round, or first, second, third picks, I should say, is about as close to knocking it out of the park as you can possibly get, as I expect Kapanen and Nick Isn't Cool, and even Reno, I wouldn't be surprised if all three of them weren't seeing significant time in the contender division later on this season. We see the players start to join the lobby here. Reno is here, Kapanen is here, Shivante Besser, and Canadian Gamer, the captain himself. Rounding out the skaters with Club Soda, jumping into the lobby in net. Canadian is a very selfless guy. If he feels like that team is going to perform better without him on the ice, he will pull himself off. But like I said, everyone has to play anyways. So he'll see the ice at some point. I'm just making sure at the moment that all of our little bits and pieces of this stream are going to go smoothly, at least smoother than last night. It was pretty well received, but we want to be improving here every single night. And now that I've learned some of the new features that Log has cooked up for OBS, I am very keen to start using them, including this nice wide angle shot. Thank you, Toaster, for the mod that allowed me to get this. I also did figure out, it was a big thing yesterday, I was trying to figure out how this little scrolling detail worked, and I do believe that I have figured it out. If I just tap on this, click here, and just go do. I fixed it. It does seem to be a little bit iffy, so we might change that back and just leave it like that. But if I can figure out how to get the scroll to come consistently out of that right side there, then we should be able to get a pretty good update. We are waiting on at least one more skater for the Winnipeg Icebreakers. I expect it to be Guy. That is not the Ottawa Drifters guy. Thankfully for everyone in this league. But the guy that they do have is very good in his own right. Kind of a rising star, honestly. But they only brought 4 players to their last match as well. So I'm not sure if this is a bit of a theme for them, a bit of inconsistency with, I guess, who they're bringing, and schedules are matching up and all this and that. I can speculate all I want, but I got no idea. It could just be as simple as some people can't make it this week. I am not 100% sure on this, but I believe the rule in the PHL is that you have 10 minutes before your before you forfeit the first game, and then another 5 before you forfeit the second game. I don't think we're going to get there. Miku, by the looks of it, is hopping on skater, and Pino, typically their second goalie, hops in net. We'll see who Canadian decides to send out as his 4th skater. But at the moment, Nick isn't cool. Reno and Cap look like they're set up and ready to go with Club Soda in net. And we're starting to get the ready to goes in chat. Which means that needs to go away. We'll switch to the hard cam position. And we should be ready to start whenever these teams are. I am a little bit worried. And we do have House showing up for Winnipeg. So they will move Miku back into net. And Pino will have the first game off. Shivante will come on for Normandy, so the starting rosters can be seen there. And it is a murderer's row on both ends. 3 very good talents on both sides. Honestly, 4 really good talents on both sides. I'm hyped for this one, to be honest. We'll see how it goes. I'm hoping that the clock is not messed up here. I'm a little bit concerned that it might be. We'll find out as the puck drops. And we are going in game 1 between the Normandy Conquerors and Winnipeg Icebreakers. And the clock is working just fine. That is a welcome sight on a Friday night. Nick isn't cool. Chasing that puck down behind the net. He'll get body position on Ram. Marcus coming to support his teammate. Nick, again, body position. Chipping the puck by House. Back pass to Reno. Forehand shot just over the net. Great start to the game from Normandy. And they'll be able to regain possession. Kapanen biding his time. Has a pass across to Nick. Tap to Reno. A little bit of a Russian. But he recovers and puts it to space for Kapanen to chase it down. And you can see the structure already from Normandy. Working that puck low. Working this triangle formation. Kapanen with a shot off the post. The first big chance of the game goes the way of the Reds. Nick, pass across. Ram drop behind the net. House gonna win this race. Kapanen wins the 50. That one off the side of the net. Price trying to get out, but Kapanen steals it once more. Goes off the back of the net. Nick, back pass. Marcus will chase this puck down. He Russians it. Shivante, good defense. It's knocked away by Price, who has a step on Nick and a bit of room. Pass to the middle. That'll go all the way back to Ram. He toe picks. Cap. Spin pass looking for Nick on the breakaway. Chance here early, and Nick goes to his forehand to beat Miku to get the game's first goal. Lovely spin pass, perfectly placed onto Nick's tape. Nick isn't cool, but damn, he's got hands. We'll see if that line sticks. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. Oh, I did. Did I say Kapanen? In my mind, he's Kapanen. Whenever I see Cap, that's who I think of, even though he's 97. Thank you, though. I had my phone flipped upside down on my desk. I have remedied that, so I'm able to read chat now. That one is off the side of the net. Almost went in. A little bit awkward there. Reno cutting forward. Probably would have been better off to chip that puck. But it's no harm, no foul as they're able to retain possession of the puck in their own end. Reno giving support on the far side. Price, good forecheck to steal it away. He'll try and cut in front. But a good recovery from Shivante. Will only provide relief for a second. Puck goes back to Ram at the point. Down low to Marcus. Marcus coming out. Shot blocked by Kaprizov. That's right, Cap. You know, that's why. Because I'm thinking of Kapanen. There's a shot from Shivante catching me off guard. And catching Miku off guard as well. 2-on-1 on the loose puck, and he does not overcomplicate it. Places that one top corner. And a 2-0 lead early for the Conquerors. It was a long drive, too, for them, you know. I guess it'd be a long flight coming all the way from France for this one. But they're not showing any signs of fatigue, I guess. Good move by Price. Beats one, can't beat the second. This is just a Bermuda Triangle of complete pain for the Conquerors. And Shivante's got a goal as well. So, like, what are you going to do if you're Winnipeg? You got to find something. Price looking to create, shot wide. That's a good chance. The Icebreakers starting to see more of the offensive end. You got to be careful, though. This stretch pass looking to find Kaprizov. Nick, shot, save by Miku. Second save of the night for Miku. Kaprizov spinning with it. Oh, he's got some space. Oh, but he rushes on the shot attempt. And the eventual shot goes wide as a result. House will retrieve. Fires it across to Price. Price. He's got hands. But he's not getting around four people, that's for sure. Goodness gracious, Normandy. Like a homing missile. As soon as Price gets that puck, they're all over him. All hands on deck. Good shot. Good save by Miku. It does kind of show the level of respect that Price has earned at this level. Even thinking all the way back to the Boston Rams days of Season 1, which was also a Ram team. Price was the star of that squad and a real breakout talent. I'm a little bit surprised to see him go where he did in the draft because I think he's earned the right to go a little bit higher. First period will come to a close. We got goals from Nick and Shivante for the Conquerors as they got out to a hot start. The only real scoring chance that Winnipeg had was off of a Shivante near own goal off the side of his own net. That's a good pass out to Marcus. Difficult to receive. And Nick will regain. Fly, how important do you think seeding is for the tourney? Well, I'll hold off on that as Club Soda makes his first save of the night. Nick will quickly hustle back and help his defense out. And it's a one-on-one the other way. Action at both ends. Good defense from Ram. Fires it to open space. Price takes advantage, looking inside for House. Ram wins this. Gets it down low. Price is there. They'll look to set up low and work the puck out to the slot. How will Price choose to do that? He tries to do it himself, but Nick had it read. Pass across to Reno. Reno, chip back. That's a little short, and Price has it. He'll turn on the Jets. Looking to take advantage of the slip-up from Normandy. Cuts back. That's a great move. Shot just over. You can see the skill that Price has. Getting back to that question, I do have to ask, Postmaster, are you talking about the off-season tournament or like which? Or like playoffs? House. Trying to move it. Current playoffs. Okay. It's big, for sure. You think of, you know, it's something that helps in theory. In practice, you might get screwed over a bit. You know, it's never a bad thing to come first in the league, but sometimes a team will drop to that 8th seed. Club Soda, Jesus, what a save. With the stick, batting it away. His second of the night is an absolute beauty. You know, you're going to have, let's say, for example, the Normandy Conquerors, a very strong team to start off the season. Still haven't let in a goal, but they could go through a drought, whether that's due to players missing games or just issues with performance, just going through a slump. That could push them back a few spots. And then you have a team that, you know, maybe deserve to play a worse team, have to go up against this four-headed monster. Great save by Miku, by the way. Shutting down Cap. This will be a quick pass in front. Blocked by Ram. The former goalie helping out there. Price will carry it. He's got 14. That's Marcus cutting through the middle. But yeah, it is an important thing to have high seeding, but it is not a guarantee of success in the postseason to be the number 1 seed. We've seen that through both seasons. Reno, pass, trying again. Marcus shuts him down both times. Price looking for the breakout. Good job keeping body position, but Nick comes in, shuts the door. Price does it right back. Kapanen reads that play well. Looking for the drop to Reno. Looking for space and a shot wide of the net. I really like how Normandy is reading the play down low. They're winning a lot of the races to the puck, especially below the goal line, and a lot of that is down to Kaprizov. He's able to anticipate the play really, really well. And usually he's the man behind the dots, or below the goal line. Reno usually above the dots. And the middle position occupied by Nick. But here's Cap. Good save by Miku with the stick sliding to the right. That puck dumped down. He has the opportunity to go across to House. He takes that. House. Back across to Marcus. Good stretch pass. This should be a 2-on-2. We'll see how Marcus decides to play it. He'll go for brute force, and it doesn't quite work out on that occasion. 10 seconds to go in period number 2. Much less activity in that period. Good chances on both ends, but no goals to show for it. And it will be 2-0 for Normandy. Hello, Log.
I got your back here, man. That's Kaprizov, not Kapanen.
Yeah. I had the chat tell me that.
If Kapanen was in D3, that would be diabolical.
It would be, yeah, it would be.
All right, see you later.
All right, adios.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, I thought we figured that out. I had everyone in the chat saying that. Nick, pass, Kapanen, looking to go to Reno, but Reno was just a touch too far, and House was a bit too on the ball for that play to work. Marcus in tight, good stop by Shivante. Did I keep saying it? Oh, for the love of God, I'm sorry. It's gonna happen. I'll try and say Cap as much as I can, but if I say Kapanen, it's just... it'll happen for a bit until I get used to it. Crazy KSC, you are spot on. Nick and Cap are very, very strong. And Reno backing them up on a lot of these plays is really making the difference as well. Even when a pass doesn't go their way, Reno is usually occupying that middle space. The issue is when all three commit, we get situations like this. Marcus in! Deeks! Save by Club Soda! Their goalie bailing them out on a little bit of an error in rotations there from Normandy. It is subconscious, 100%. Fly, what was your least favorite team to do jerseys for? I had fun with pretty much all of them. The most annoying ones, I guess. There weren't really any annoying ones. Like, Hobart Bay was a little bit more technical. The Halifax one was a little annoying because of how it lined up. It was very trial and error. That one probably took the most time. And I think the HQM Hoboken jerseys, they were a little bit rushed right at the end because I learned what the team's color scheme was very late. That one actually went in. Okay. I thought that one was a save by Niku, but it hits the bottom of the stick instead of the front of it, and it kind of pushed it back towards the net. Yeah, it takes a deflection off of Ram's stick as well. That's just unfortunate. It will be a 3-0 lead. You know what we could do? That little lower third graphic. I could chuck that up in between games. And put the score on there. This being for later streams. But I could throw the score on there and make it look nice that way. As a little bit of a halftime thing. Captain, great stop. Looking for the between the legs pass. Yeah, I did just say captain. All right, whatever. Good shot by Marcus. Will find the back of the net. And for the first time this season, someone has scored on Normandy. And it took a strong shot to do it. Marcus off the post and in. That's perfectly placed. There's not a whole lot Club Soda can do there. Who do I think the best D2 team is? Average, you know the answer to that. And Walls has it too. My pick for winning the cup in every division. It is way too early to say that. I think if I had to pick finals, I have no clue who would win this matchup in 7 games. But in D1, I think it's going to be Albany and the Seagulls in the finals. I think that's a pretty safe assumption too. Just right now it is. I think RMR and the Hooks can spoil one of those. I think Vincennes and Ottawa are just a step behind. This is after 1 week though, so you gotta take that with a grain of salt. Here's a shot from Nick, saved by Miku. Good job keeping the 5-hole closed on that slide. House with the chip. Gets around 1, can't get around Nick, and that gives time for Kaprizov to get across. Chip to the middle, blocked by Miku on a bizarre jump. Reno turning with it. 45 seconds left in this third period. Back pass only goes to Reno. All it finds are the red shirts, who are very close to notching their 3rd straight win of the season. And it will be a win that would put them into at least tied first place. Waiting on the results for the other games. Price cutting to the middle. Little bit of a mix-up with House. Tries to bat it away from Reno, but he takes it. He'll take it all the way to the house. Nick isn't cool as there. Shot, and that will find the back of the net. 4-1, a dominant game 1 for the Normandy Conquerors. And Average has the scoop. Normandy will go far in D3. I don't think you're wrong about that at all. I think D2, I have full faith in my own team, the Somewhere Somebodies. I think that, in all honesty, we're probably looking at... I think the Voodoo are probably one of the better teams. I think they'll be up in the finals, especially with how Mouse is working those boys. I'm going to try very quickly to fix the scorebug text. That's pretty good, I think. We'll see a vote to enter warm-up here. We can very quickly take a look at the, well, some of the stats, I suppose, from Game 1. Canadian Gamer and Besser will come in for Cap, Kaprizov, and Nick Isn't Cool. Pino is in net, replacing Miku. I would assume... Who are we missing here? We're missing Ram. I don't know where Ram has run off to. But he isn't in the lobby anymore. We'll try and get him back in here. Is that one that'll look better? Okay. I'll switch it to that. 1 sec. That is not the button I wanted to press. Don't worry about what I just did. Game 1. The OBS is not great for typing. It's a little bit annoying. There we go. Thank you very much for that recommendation. Yeah, it's... The issue is I'm trying to... It's a brand new package, and I have a very specific way that I want this to work. And it's not really great for OBS. Also, I'm a solo gig at this moment. By the end of the season, we should have at least consistent announcing. And a couple of consistent TDs. So, you know, we come into playoffs and it's me, Winters, Jack, Deflator, Alley Cat. That's a pretty good crew, I think, to run some playoff games. We'll see who we add along the course of the season, you know. Feel free if you're tuned in and you're thinking this might be for you. It's extremely easy to learn the OBS stuff. Like, I was shown this in an hour before yesterday's games. The announcing is just being able to talk out of your own ass, which I'm amazing at. Anyone will tell you that's listened to me for more than 5 minutes. You very quickly get to learn, hey, this guy has no clue what he's saying, but damn is he saying it. We are ready to go with Game 2. I'll drop this off. And we're off. And it's Maddie to come in for Ram. On the side of Winnipeg. We'll see if he can be the difference maker. He's certainly trying right off the bat. Gets a shot on. Big saves from Club Soda. Marcus looking to keep up the pressure, but they got 3 deep in the zone. And it is cleared out by Normandy. That big 4-1 win in the opening game, it's going to be tested, you know? They've lost Reno. They've lost pretty much all of their Game 1 players. The only exception is Shivante, who is still in there. Besser, good body positioning, getting past Price here. Can he get a shot for his efforts? He does, and he gets a goal to boot. Number 6 for the Red Shirts opens the scoring in Game 2. And I want to highlight, we did catch it just briefly on the replay there, just how strong he turns, making sure he has those few pixels extra to get body position and chase that puck down. It's good signs. It's quite the lineup out there. Malkin and Besser is a hell of a duo. We also have Carey Price and Marcus, who I'm sure is an NHL player somewhere at some time. Marcus drop pass. Good work below the goal line for Winnipeg. They need to respond quickly, and they know that, and this isn't the way to do it. Don't give the puck right back to the guy who just put it in the back of the net on his backhand this time, and it doesn't matter, he finds the exact same success. 2 shots, 2 goals for Besser to put the Red Shirts up 2-0. The Conquerors are rolling tonight. 6 goals in 4 periods. Besser doing the same shit he does in WCPL is not a good sentence for anyone to hear. These West Coasters come in and they just start taking over this league. Owl saying he's like a proud dad. You did have a hand in drafting this. I did forget about that. Credit to you and Canadian for putting this team together. Credit to Price for the snipe. Bringing this game back to 1 goal. What a give and go from Price and House. Coming through the neutral zone, and the snipe just over the pad underneath the stick. Exactly where you're trained to put that puck. As if you aren't an actual... Jesus Christ. They're coming in again is Winnipeg. Shot wide. Marcus should win the race for this one. Knocks it all the way around. A high action first period in this second game. Oh, and this one goes right back to Besser. The puck just keeps finding its way onto his stick. Off the post that time. Finally, a little bit of luck goes the Winnipeg way. There's a few pucks just finding their way onto Besser's stick. And you know what? You look at that and sometimes you say, all right, he's just lucky he's there. But it takes some knowledge to know where to stand. Dirty scroll shooter. Goodness gracious. Can we not invent new slurs on the PHL broadcast, please? I like this job, and they're not paying me for it, so they got no reason to not get rid of me. Malkin in. Shot wide. House. Across. Canadian Gamer will turn for it, and he has Shivante to help him out if he needs a passing option. He'll take the pass to Malkin, who goes off the boards and in. Besser on the break. Goes back up to Malkin. Read by House. They're starting to get a read on those plays that Normandy is wanting to run. That one knocked about 4 different ways by Shivante before it finally finds a soft spot on the ice. He goes around his own net. The Icebreakers trying to hunt him down. Trying to get back possession. Good job by Marcus. Stripping the puck from Malkin. Does it again to Besser. Matty has it now. 40 seconds left in the first. He'll come down. 3-on-2. Good move. Good hit by Marcus. Springs a break. Big save, Club Soda. Fly, what's your favorite? I'm not answering that. That's a bad idea. Shivante, 2-on-1 the other way. Malkin can't handle the pass in his own feet. Good move by Price, but it's read by Malkin. Saved by Pino off the pads. Besser turning. Finds a bit of an angle for that pass, but just wasn't hard enough. And unless this one teleports into the back of the net, that will do it for the first period of play. Lots of action. Let's take a look at that scoreboard. 2 goals for Besser, 1 for Price. Make the difference. The puck drops for the second period. I want to take a very quick look, if I can. I wanted to take a quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard, but we haven't had any scores updated tonight. Price will move it out of his own end. I'll see if I can't find on the PHL website or on the PHL game results tab if we got anything up. House will take this one, move it to the middle, blocked by Canadian Gamer. Marcus backs up his teammate and has a little bit of space to work with. Out front to Price, just wide. Besser with Malkin streaking. It's over the top, but Malkin not given a great angle at the net from here. Tries to play for a tip that almost comes. Out of town scoreboard so far, just one result in. As the wrap does not go. The Arlington Polar Bears beat the Fernie Foxes 2-1 in game 1 in overtime, and then lost the second of the 2-game set to Fernie, also in overtime. Marcus might take this one to overtime with a goal from below the goal line. I'll have to see how this kind of shook out. Shivante just whiffs on a puck, and Marcus takes full advantage. The league's leading goal scorer getting another one there. Ties this one up at 2 apiece. Walls has heard rumors of a Danimals Hattie. Well, I absolutely love those rumors. Need him in tip-top shape for D2. Marcus working off the pass from Maddie. It goes behind the goal line, but just left to the net, so it won't count. 2-on-1 the other way now for the Conquerors, who suddenly find themselves on the receiving end of a beatdown that they gave out in game 1. But they still have a bit of a cushion. It is a tied game after all. Shivante gonna hustle for this one. Launches it over the top of everyone on the ice. Besser, good forecheck again. Malkin with it. He's going to look for Besser, who gets a shot, blocked by Price. House knocks it into the corner. Shots are lopsided, the goals are not. Matty with a backhand shot saved by Club Soda. His 8th of the night. A weird pass by Matty, but it almost worked anyways. This puck's still up for grabs. Price gonna rush the pass. Canadian Gamer had it read. House fighting the puck. A couple of double hits in a row. It does go to his teammate though. A little bit of puck luck on their side. Canadian Gamer keeps it low. Normandy gotta be looking to get some momentum. It came from Besser on those first 2 shots of the game, and since then they haven't had a look at Pino in net. Pino will get some action here, but he'll knock that one aside. Malkin wins the race. Moves it to the middle. The only one there is wearing blue. Price carries it out. Deeks tries to deke inside of 3 people at the same time. It goes about how he would expect. Maddie tries to poke it around Malkin. Malkin with room to skate. Opts for a pass. It doesn't get through. And Marcus finds body position on Canadian Gamer. This will be a bit of a rush chance for Marcus. He scored 1 from here before, but Besser, good back check to track him down. And this one knocked all the way down the ice. What's Pino going to decide to do here? He covers his post, lets Malkin take it. 2-on-2 in the O-zone. Back pass. Finds no one. It only finds open ice. Club Soda way out for it. Marcus beats him. And it'll be 3-2 for Winnipeg. Oh my God. This puck just beats everyone on the ice. Club Soda runs out like the Carolina Hurricanes' worst fears. And Marcus puts him in the eye of the storm to take the lead. What a chaotic goal. Holy. You can't really blame Club Soda for coming out of his crease there. Like, yeah, hindsight. Should he have? No. God, no. But you're facing a breakaway either way. it's Marcus, who has goals for days this season, and we're only on the second match day. So if you can try and beat him to that puck, you do just that, and he just didn't get lucky there. Besser wrap chance, blocked by Pino, who has steadied the ship in the blue end since the opening set of salvos from Besser. The clock winds down in the second period, and it will be 3-2 for Winnipeg now. And Canadian Gamer, now I mentioned this earlier in the show, if he feels that the team needs a boost and he can't give it, he will back out. He'll let Reno come in. We'll see what Reno can do to try and spur this team back to form against the highest scoring team in D3. Maddie. Oh my goodness. Look at the moves. Tried to find House. Puts it in front. It goes all the way down. Pino. He comes out for it. Not a lot of pressure on him. Fires it over the middle of the ice. It's a little bit dangerous for my liking. Price, with room to think about his options, puts it across to Marcus. He has Price backdoor, but he goes for the decon Malkin, ill-advised, and it'll go back down again. But you notice Normandy, they're getting clears, but they're not getting possession with it. It's not controlled breakouts, it's chaos. And they need a little bit more of a depth touch if they want to come back in this game. This game started out 2-0, and Winnipeg has clawed back the lead with time to spare. Pino comes out. Reno can't control that puck. That was the best chance they've had so far to tie this game up. Reno with it again. Looking across to Besser. That puck just out of reach. It's a game of inches, and right now, Normandy just a little bit short. I was trying not to make a sex joke there. Maddie coming down the other way. Gets around Besser with the help of Price. Price to the middle. That one takes a bounce and is fired all the way down. Again, it's a clear. It relieves pressure, but that's the kind of clear you want if you're up in goals. Normandy, that's not the clear you want when you're down by 1 with 3 minutes left. You got to get some possession here. It'll be handed over by Price, who gives the puck to Besser. Across to Malkin. Drop pass only finds Marcus. Those baby blues, not a sight that Club Soda wants to see, charging down on the 3-on-1. Marcus, wrap chance. Oh, he tried to pass it off to Price, but the miscommunication costs them. But how dearly will it cost? Not enough. House is able to play some good defense and get that puck back for the Icebreakers. Good charge down by Reno. House chasing it once more. He's got time. Goes back up the boards. That's over the top of Marcus's head. Tipped to the middle by Reno. House grabs it and takes it to open ice. Nice calm move by House. Finds Maddie on the pass as well. Hits the butt end of Reno's stick and back to the goalkeeper. Pino clears it all the way down. Needs some hustle out of Maddie. But the boost wasn't there. Price in the middle. Shot a little bit early. But the rebound is there. And that one doesn't go. And suddenly 4-on-1 for the Conquerors. And the pass is wide. No. Oh, you can't have a missed pass there. They can't recover either. Shivante, it's up to you to keep the offense alive. Pino getting active with the stick to shut down any chance of possession in the O-zone. 1:30 left on the clock. Back behind the net. Shivante. Oh, he loses it to Price. What can Price do here? Goes in front. Marcus is there. Big saves, Club Soda. I counted 2, make that 3 before the puck goes wide. Still pressure from Winnipeg, who is running the show here. Open net, Besser makes the save. Coming back, supporting his goalie, who's putting in time and a half back there in net. Malkin clears it. Now's a chance to counterattack with a minute left to go. Normandy hadn't given up a goal until the first game of this series. They might give up 4 in game 2. No, it'll be wide. A little bit of chaos here in the last 2 minutes. Marcus across, looking to slow it down, gives it off to Maddie. Maddie, he goes to the middle, ill-advised, back up to Malkin. Shavante, he didn't turn, he thought Malkin had it won. And it'll be cleared up to Marcus. Breakaway chance. Inside out. Turns him around and scores. 4-2 for the Icebreakers. What a goal from Marcus. Christ almighty. 17 shots for the Icebreakers. 4 goals. And despite the lackluster game 1, oh, he's going for a 4th. He's going for a 4th. He doesn't find a 4th. The rebound goes in, though. And for the second game of the season, Winnipeg puts up 5. This time on one of the league's most, I guess, anticipated teams. Team with a lot of excitement behind them. They put up 5 in game 2. That's a message sent. They'll take game 2. The teams split the series. They'll both see a nice, neat 3 points in that standing slot. That was an absolute banger of a couple of games. If you wanted goals, like, D3's got them for you, apparently, tonight. And that's all I can say. Been a very, very good game. Good set of matches, you know. That'll be pretty much it for me. I thought about taking a second game tonight, but I do have some schoolwork to get done, regrettably. So we're going to cap this stream off at pretty much the hour mark. See the results on the top left. Game 1, 4-1 for the Normandy Conquerors. Game 2, Winnipeg fires right back with 5 goals of their own. Both teams take home a neat and tidy 3 points. And likely won't see much change in their place on the standings. Of course, waiting on the rest of the results to come in tonight. In case you missed it, Log was also streaming D3 earlier in the night. We're going to look to have a couple of streams, or a couple of games streamed in both Contender and Prospect Division every match day, you know. But it is dependent on volunteers. Everyone does this for free. So if you are interested in running a stream, helping out, you don't have to talk. If you just want to run TD and do the production side, it's up to you. But we're always looking for people to sign up, give some of their time back to the game that, you know, Christ, it sucked up so much of my life in the past year. So why not let it do that to you too? But that'll be it for me in the booth. I've been Flyfire. Thank you all very much for joining me, and have an excellent night.